This nigga that had a party without me. He was pretty much saying that he feels like I should get an abortion. I cannot tell my grandma that I'm fucking pregnant. So she's back. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. How y'all doing? So I know I haven't posted a story time in a minute. I'm honestly gonna try to make these story times longer, or even like skip through some of the details, because I'm just tired of talking about the situation, and we really not even like halfway through. Like we're not halfway through. Like, so I'm gonna try to make this story time as long as possible. I don't know how much storage I have right now, how much I can get done, but we're gonna see. So let's get started. Last time I left off, he dropped me off at a hotel for on Halloween. So if you hear that screaming in the background, that's my child. It's always a problem with my child, I promise you. So we go to the hotel, and I'm realizing like he's checking in the hotel. If you see me looking this way, it's because I'm still technically at work, and I'm just checking my laptop. So he books a room at this hotel. Mind you, this is not like no Marriott, no La Quinta. It's none of that. It's a hole in the wall, dirty hotel. Like, I'm scared to sit on the bed, scared to touch sheets, all that stuff. So he pretty much get in the room, and I'm like, okay, like, what we doing here? So I'm thinking he get me the hotel to stay at just for a couple hours while they do the inspection. So I'm like, I got my breakfast. I'm sitting there. I'm turning the TV on. I'm like, I'm not getting on the bed, so I'm chilling. So he goes and he leaves. I'm thinking still that I'm only going to be there a couple of hours. Hours go by, and he comes back, and he has a box of condoms, and he pretty much trying to do it. But I'm like, no, like, I don't want to do it on the bed. Like, the bed is dirty. Like, I'm not doing nothing with you on this bed. Why we can't go home? Like, I don't understand. And then he like, oh, well, they didn't finish the inspection yet, so I'm gonna come get you when they done. So he leaves, and he leaves the box of condoms, and I'm still there for hours. At this point, it's going on 6 o'clock. It's going on 8 o'clock. It's going on 9 o'clock. At this point, like, I'm getting pissed off, and I'm starting to cuss him out, because at this point, like, he not responding to me. He not texting me back. He's still saying that they doing inspections. Like, nigga, I know the military not doing no inspections on your house at 9 o'clock at night. Like, you think I'm dumb, and you starting to piss me off. So midnight rolls around. He finally comes to get me, because it's like crackheads walking outside the door. Police done pulled up. Like, it's a ghetto ass hotel. And at this point, I'm getting nervous. I'm getting scared, because I'm in this hotel by myself. People are playing with the door, and you not answering my phone. Like, I don't know nobody here but you and my grandma, and you not answering me, and you put me in this damn hotel. I don't have nowhere to go. I don't have no money to leave. Like, I don't have nothing. Okay. So he comes and gets me. He's drunk as fuck. I can tell he's drunk. You can see it in his eyes. You can smell it on him. We driving home. Like, I'm not saying nothing to him, because I'm pissed off at this point, because why the fuck would you leave me in this hotel all day long? Why? We driving up to the apartments, and he trying to kiss on me and all this stuff. I'm like, like, I'm not with all that right now. Like, you done irritated me this whole day. I go upstairs. It's still people in the house, decorations, food. So they done had a party. This nigga done had a party without me. I open the door of the apartment, and it's people still in there. I open the door to the room, and it's people still in the bathroom. Like, just people everywhere. So I immediately walk back out the apartment, because I'm about to explode. Like, I'm mad as fuck. Why the fuck would you sit here and lie to me, talk about you having an inspection when you know you finna have a party? If you didn't want me at the party, that's all you had to fucking say. Don't sit me in no hotel all day lying to me and shit. Like, that was the most corniest, lamest shit he ever did in life. Like, I just feel like if you a man, act like a man. Like, that was some bitch shit. That was a bitch move, honestly. Because you could have been upfront with me. Like, my whole thing was the whole relationship. Like, you a grown ass man. All you gotta do is tell me the truth. Let me know what it is. Why are you sitting here lying like a little teenager or something? Like, it was just so childish and irritating to me. So that night, like, he trying to get some, whatever. Like, it's not happening. I'm pissed off at him. And to the point where I didn't even sleep in the bed with him. I slept on the floor, and I was so mad that I saw him sleeping peacefully, and all the alcohol bottles he had sitting around him, I got up and I poured all this shit on his face. He got so mad, but he went back to sleep. So I'm like, bro, that's not enough. Like, you still pissing me off. I'm sleeping on this hard ass phone. You don't even give a fuck. So I went in the bathroom, and I pulled all the shit out the closet, bitch. I rearranged that whole goddamn bathroom, and I went back to sleep. I felt satisfied then, so I slept peacefully after that. And then I woke up the next morning. I'm not talking to him. I'm not saying a word to him. I don't got shit to say to him. And he pretty much just begging me to talk to him, like, please talk to me. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I just want to make it up to you, all this stuff. I'm ignoring the shit out of him. Not saying nothing. Not saying nothing. So then, he pretty much trying to talk to me, try to make it up, whatever. At this point, I'm still irritated. I'm pissed off. I go in the living room, and it's these two girls there. They talk about how lit the party was and shit. It got to the point where they asked him, like, why she didn't come to the party? She cool as hell. Yeah, nigga. I'm looking at him like, yeah, why wasn't I invited to the goddamn party? Like, I just feel like that was so lame. Like, and I was so irritated to the point where I went in the stairwells to cool off and shit. I'm in the stairwells breaking down because, like, you done lied to me so many times. Now, in my head, you didn't even invite me to a party. So now I'm starting to look at it as, like, I'm not good enough to hang out with your friends. Like, it's given, like, you were ashamed of the relationship or something, because why I wasn't invited? Why I can't meet your friends? That kind of stuff. And so, yeah, I was just upset about that. He finally came to look for me and, try to console me, whatever. I end up calming down, walking back to the apartment, and he pretty much, like, oh, I'm finna take them to get something to eat. You want to go? I said no, because I just don't want to be in the car with everybody. They all happy and stuff, and I'm still pissed off because, nigga, you got me fucked up today. All while this is going on, y'all know from the last story time that I was having problems with my grandma. So, yeah, we still trying to, figure that stuff out. At this point, I'm ready to go home because I'm just over him. Like, I don't want to be with him no more. I don't want to deal with all this lying and shit no more. I don't want to deal with all this lying and stuff no more. So he takes me to just have a sit down with my grandma. He drives me to her house. I get there, and we literally, like, not talk about nothing for, like, the first 30 minutes. I think I even text my mom, like, she just sitting here watching TV. We started talking, and I'm pretty much telling her, like, I just feel like I'm too old for you to be, like, holding me hostage in the house and stuff. If I want to go places, I should be able to go places, even going to see family. Like, you don't want me to spend time with nobody but you, and I feel like that's unfair and stuff like that. So we agreed upon, well, we really didn't agree at that point on anything, but we was just talking about, I was explaining all the problems I had with her, and she was trying to make it make sense, but her standpoint on shit was not making sense, pretty much. It wasn't making no type of sense. So, we start talking, we get to a decent ground to pretty much, we're not beefing no more, we just talking, whatever. And so he comes to get me, I leave, and, we still chilling from there. At that point, yeah, I did take him back again, but I'm still on, like, an iffy basis with him because I know, like, I'm checking out of the relationship. once I figure out how the fuck I'm gonna get out of here. During this time, I'm trying to figure out what my next move is going to be because I really don't want to go back to my grandma's house. He asked me, could I stay, at Africa's house? And even though I didn't really want to ask him, I did. Even though I didn't want to go to Africa's house, it seemed like a better idea than going to my grandma's house. So I asked him. I'm not exactly sure what his response was on that, or I don't remember that conversation, honestly. But I know I was telling my mom about it, and she was like, I just don't want you staying at everybody's house when you got a room at your grandma's house, you got a place to stay, like, you're not homeless type shit. She was like, well, if it's that serious that you don't want to go back to our house, you can always come home. So at this point, I'm trying to decide what I want to do, but I also want to stay in school. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. But me and him, we're still together. We're still having sex, unprotected. At this point, we should have known we were going to be pregnant because we weren't using no protection. We wasn't. Well, we had plans to get Plan Bs, but we could not afford no Plan B at this time. Like, that's one of the main reasons I was pregnant, is because we just could not afford no Plan B, which is crazy. Like, y'all, if you having a baby, you can't even afford a Plan B, but it is what it is. That was the situation at that time. Okay, so around this time, I started getting very quiet and distant with him. Because I just knew, like, the relationship wasn't what I initially thought it was. And now I'm realizing, like, I done made a lot of mistakes for this man, and he really don't care about me the way that I thought he did, or the way that I cared about him. So I would go on long walks at night, like, just talking to friends and stuff, hoping that maybe he would come look for me, come see where I'm at, and never did. I was just looking for any way to find peace. Like I told y'all before, I love the neighborhood. So walking at night and stuff, seeing the water, seeing the lights, like, it just made me, it brought me peace. And so that was one of the main things that kept me sane at that time. And it just kept me going. And also I just wanted to get out of that house. Like, he would go places and just leave me in the house, leaving me for hours at a time, don't know where he at. Like, I was pretty much just the maid at that point, washing clothes, washing dishes, trying to figure out what we gonna eat. Like, that's it. I didn't go nowhere. I didn't do nothing. I just sat in the house. After we had to talk with my grandma, of course, I told you we didn't settle things that day. So she sends me a message one day pretty much saying, I'm open to giving you curfew on weekends, and pretty much saying the ball is in your court. So I talked to Sada, and he was like, it's a very powerful statement, her saying the ball is in your court. She's showing you that she understands, your stance on things, and she's willing to work on that. She also gave you curfew. So, like, pretty much everything you wanted, like, you got it. Like, it's no point of the strike no more. The ball is in your court. You need to be an adult and do what's right. I also talked to my mom, and she was saying, you want to be a grown woman, you got to make grown woman decisions. And so if you're not gonna live with your grandma, you need to decide where you're going. And you can't just be living with people. But your grandma, she's willing to help you out. She's willing to do all these things for you. So it's up to you to make that decision. So that's where it was with that. Because I was so sick of him, and she pretty much told me that she would allow me to have curfew on the weekends and stuff, I went back. But around this time, I started feeling off. And this was around the time my period was supposed to come. My period never came, and I'm feeling all of these symptoms. I'm feeling period symptoms, but, like, my period's not coming. She's asking me, like, you ain't asked me for no pads yet or nothing. Like, you had your period yet? And I'm like, no, it haven't came yet. It's just, sometimes it be late, like, just trying to make up something so she could stop asking me questions about it. And I'm texting him like, oh, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. He pretty much like, dang, you must really be pregnant because you having all these symptoms and your period not here yet. So, the first weekend of November, I think it was November 7th, it was on a Saturday. That was one of my curfew days. We planned to meet up and take a pregnancy test. I'm thinking we're going to go to the store together and get a pregnancy test, and then take it. But he, by the time I got in the car, he already had the pregnancy test. I'm nervous to take the test. He taking long as fuck in the bathroom as soon as we get to the house because I wanted to go straight in there and take the test. He taking forever. By the time he come out, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go take it. I go in there. This man that took a marijuana test. So you been smoking weed, nigga? You been smoking weed and you ain't give me none? I've been stressed out and you ain't give me none? Oh, okay. Okay, but I know y'all thinking like, bitch, you might be pregnant. Why would he give you something? You right. That was stupid. Anyways, I take the test. I'm sitting there waiting. It said it's like a 7-minute wait. I'm waiting. Mind you, we took this test on November 7th. She was born July 7th at 7:07 a.m. 7 has always been her number. Like, 7 is the number of completion. That's how I know I don't need no more kids. My life is complete, for real. I think I will have more, though, but, like, that's besides the point. I waited the 7 minutes, and the test immediately says positive. I did a video 2 years back of me finding out that I'm pregnant, so you can go and actually see the reaction of that. His reaction was pretty much just like, okay, so what you gonna do? And I'm like, what you mean what we gonna, like, you pretty much knew what you were doing when you like, well, why are you acting stupid right now? What do you mean, what am I gonna do? He was pretty much saying that he feels like I should get an abortion. And I was completely against that because I was in love with this man. I wanted to have his baby. Like, yeah, that's gonna show all these bitches that I'm the type of bitch because ain't none of y'all got his baby. Only I got his baby. Which, girl, like, be for real. Now it's like, why would you do that? Sometimes dealing with him, I'll be like, damn, girl, you should have just listened. Because when a man tell you they don't want that baby, they gonna do everything they can to make co-parenting so hard for you. I promise. So listen when he tell you he don't want that baby. But I'm getting upset because it's like, why are you telling me to kill the baby when you knew what you were doing? We knew what we were doing. Like, why are we acting dumb right now? So I call my mom. I'm telling her I'm pregnant, and she didn't believe it at first. She think I'm pranking her or something, and I'm like, no, this is not a prank. Like, I'm really pregnant. And they like, oh my God, like, I knew this was gonna happen. My mom's asking me like, how's he feeling, whatever, and I'm like, he's telling me that he wants me to abort the baby, like asking me what I'm gonna do and stuff. So she like, put me on speakerphone. So she talking to him like, is we gonna grow up and take care of this baby? Like, what is we doing? Like, so he like, no ma'am. I'm just saying, like, if that's what she want to do, we could do that. But like, I'm here for her. He always want to switch up what he's saying when somebody else listening. But he knew what he was saying when he was talking to me. So I get off the phone with her because she like, yeah, y'all need to figure out what y'all gonna do. So I get off the phone with her. We talking to him. We decide we're gonna keep the baby. Right after that, he like, come here. Usually when he say come here, that means he wants some. So yeah, he wanted some. And I know you like, bitch, why would you give him some after he just tried to convince you to abort your baby? I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking, but that was just me. And at this point, that's why I realized he was drunk. So he was drunk that whole time. Most of our relationship at that point, he was drunk. Every time I seen him, he had a big drinking problem back then, and I think it was because he had so much stuff going on at the time and just didn't know how to cope with it. Which is why even when he watched these videos back, he don't even really know or remember all the shit that happened. So he feel like, stuff didn't happen when really it did. He was just too drunk to remember it. For real. So, of course, we did it again, but it was like real slow and awkward. I'm like, why are you going so slow? And he like, oh, because I didn't want to hurt the baby. In my dumb ass head, I'm like, oh my God, like, it's a baby in there and he's trying to protect the baby. Like, bitch, I was Delulu for real, like real Delulu. So, I feel like I'm on FaceTime with y'all for real. So, I started telling my friends, like, I'm pregnant, like my real closest friends, not telling everybody, but just my close people. And I'm like, oh my God, I hope it's a girl. Like, yes, I'm gonna get a daughter. Like, I'm so excited I'm pregnant. Like, I can't believe it. I hope my baby cute. Like, all the stuff you do when you find out you're pregnant. And, I'm still like kind of mad at him for what he said, but we not really talk about it. That same night he goes out. I'm thinking we gonna spend some time together because I just found out I'm pregnant, but he goes out, leaves me in the house again, and then I text him like, I'm ready to go home, like, cause I'm just sitting here in the house and you gone, so I'm ready to go. And so he takes me home. I'm on the way home. Ring, 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 ring. Somebody's calling while I'm in the car. Ring, 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 ring. He keep declining it. I see it's Jessica. Jessica's calling. Jessica, the wife, is calling. Ring, 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 ring. So I'm sitting there smiling like, yeah, this bitch don't know he got a baby on the way. Just looking dumb. So he answered the phone. She talk about she having back problems, and if they want to get the tubes untied, it's gonna be like $4,000 because she want a baby. And I'm thinking like, I'm looking at him like, nigga, like, what the fuck? First of all, what the fuck she means she want a baby, for one? And two, you already got a fucking baby on the way. So at this point, this is when I realized this relationship was more than just, it was more than just a business relationship. They were actually together. But for some reason, I felt like I was too deep in. I was pregnant. I had already been with him. And he kept telling me like he was going to end the relationship. So I felt like it was no reason to leave, unfortunately. Knowing that he had a wife, I should have left then. But I just didn't. So don't judge me. This is my story. I'm just telling it. So I'm pissed off at him at this point, because like, why are y'all talking about a baby and all this stuff and we together? Like, he pretty much saying like, I don't want no baby with her, like she old as fuck. Pretty much saying like, she just talking like, we not untying no tubes, ain't nobody got no money for all that type shit or whatever. And he like, stop being so mad, like you gonna make my baby angry, like smile, all that stuff. So he drops me off at home. Now, from this point on, I got this big ass secret because I cannot tell my grandma that I'm fucking pregnant. So now I'm really got to figure out what I'm going to do about school and all this other stuff because I'm pregnant. So I started talking to my mom, and she like, well, are you going to come here? Like, what you going to do? So I know that I'm going home for Thanksgiving, which is my birthday. So I'm pretty much telling him like, I think I'm gonna go home for Thanksgiving and just stay there type shit. And he gonna go there with me for Thanksgiving and spend Thanksgiving with my family, all this stuff, because now we have a baby on the way. So Thanksgiving rolls around. Actually, no, I have to tell y'all about how my grandma found out I was pregnant. So the suitcases that I had from when I ran away, my grandma was trying to put them in storage because they were taking up space and stuff. If you hear me congested, I'm sorry. I have a little cold. But we started moving. She started trying to get me to move the suitcases, and I'm like, I don't feel like we should move. I don't feel like we should move the suitcases. You know, I don't want to put them in storage because I may need them. And she like, why would you need them? And we're walking down the stairs with the suitcases. Keep in mind, it's like, why do you need them? I'm at the top of the stairs. She at the bottom of the stairs. I'm like, because when I go for Thanksgiving, like, I'm staying, I'm not coming back. And she's like, why? Why? Like, why are you doing that? And I said, because Granny, I'm pregnant. And you could just see, like, her heart literally stop. She stayed at the bottom of the stairs. She like, oh my God. And she just walked away. And so I walked in my room, but I was so glad that I told her because it was just a huge weight on my shoulder. I think I went like a week or two without telling her. Obviously, I had to tell African because he was, you know, with me a lot at school and stuff. I was tired because we were going to clinicals, waking up at 4 a.m, like barely eating, like, you know. So he knew. And so a few hours go by and it's pretty silent in the house. And she calls me and she's like, you gonna keep the baby and you gonna go to school. When it's time to give birth, you're gonna take a leave. And after that leave, you're gonna finish school. And you know, she was pretty much saying like, you don't have to do that, but that's an option. I'm willing to still let you go to school and have the baby. You know, so you can finish college and have your baby. So she was like, you know, I want you to talk with him, talk with your mom and see what y'all want to do and let me know. So Saturday rolls around again. I'm talking to him about the situation and the fact that she brought up, like, because he's in the military, he needs to start paying you child support and stuff because we have to get things for the baby. You can't work being pregnant and in nursing school. So he pretty much like, I think she gonna be a problem. Like, she already talk about child support and stuff. This is our baby. Like, she trying to take control of the baby. So because of that reason, I decided that I wanted to move home. Also, my mom, you know, she was getting upset with me because she knew my grandma would pretty much take over the whole experience. And, you know, she kind of wanted to experience that with me also. So I decided that I didn't want to stay in school. I wanted to go home and have my baby with my mom. So he's cool with it at this point because obviously he don't want his military friends and all these other people to know that I'm pregnant because he has a wife still, and his wife don't need to find out that I'm pregnant. So he was more than happy to take me home for Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving rolls around, and I'm thinking he gonna stay and spend Thanksgiving with us. But he drops me off one day and then he like, okay, I'll be back tomorrow. So he was gone actual Thanksgiving Day, and he said he had to go do something in Georgia, like for his car or truck or something, and he was gonna be back the next day for the 27th, which was my birthday. So Thanksgiving here, everybody like, oh, where the baby daddy at? Like, how far along are you? You know, asking me all these questions and stuff. And I'm like, oh, he said he had to go to Georgia to do something with the truck or something like that. And I'm not understanding why the fuck he had to go to Georgia to do that, but like, it was like, okay, whatever. So he comes back for my birthday, you know, we enjoy my birthday, whatever, he goes back home. So from this point on, he's in San Antonio and I'm in Louisiana, you know, preparing to birth my baby in July. I'm going to doctor's appointments, you know, it's still COVID, so I'm pretty much going through the whole sonogram and doctor's appointment, all this stuff. I'm going through all that alone. My mom is taking me to these appointments, but because of COVID, she could not go in, so she had to sit outside for most of the appointments. And mind you, right after I had my baby, they started letting people bring one guest in. I was so pissed off because how the fuck you make all these mamas go through this experience alone, and then right after I had my baby, you start letting one person come in. I wanted other people to see the sonogram, but I could only do it. The only way my mom seen the sonogram was when they thought like something was wrong with her head measurements and sent me to a head doctor. And then she got to see the sonogram that way. She never got to see none of my other ultrasounds, nothing. And that really made me upset because it's like, dang. And then I was also mad that they didn't do a lot of ultrasounds. It was like once, like every trimester. Like, I hated that. I want to see my baby every time I go to the doctor. You got me going to the doctor every month and I don't get to see my baby. Like, I hated it. It was so annoying to me. So yeah, that was that. At this point, we're excited about the baby. He's checking in on me and the baby every few hours out throughout the day. Asking me how the baby doing, asking me what I'm eating, urging me to drink water, all these stuff for pretty much, a few months. So I'm going to fast forward to Christmas. I don't have no more notes, so at this point, I'm winging it. Because I had broke so many of the episodes down. We was like to like episode 12. I'm not doing that, baby. I'm gonna try to get as much information I can in this video before my storage run out. So Christmas comes, and he comes to see me, but he goes to Georgia first. And at this point, I'm getting irritated because why the fuck you keep going all the way to Georgia when you could come see me? You get what I'm saying? So for most of Christmas Day, like, he was supposed to spend Christmas with me, but he's like driving from Georgia back to Louisiana. So he didn't get to me on Christmas Day till that night. And that's when he walks in, talks to all my family and stuff. We taking pictures. And so I posted on Instagram, we're pregnant. That's when I officially announced to social media and stuff that I was pregnant. So I then, I'm getting a lot of congratulations and all this stuff. Also for Christmas, I got a onesie from my mom, that it says, something along the lines of like, my parents didn't social distance, baby coming July 2021, something like that, So, and we of course had to do neutral colors on that onesie because we just could not find out the gender results yet. Every time we went to go try to find the results of her gender, she would cross her legs and all this stuff. So we could not figure it out. We didn't know the gender until I was like 7-8 months pregnant. So I get a DM on my Instagram, maybe a couple hours or even a couple days, I'm not even sure, that I posted that. A girl's pretty much telling me that she's been dating him. They met in the beginning of December and they've been going on dates and they've had sex and all this stuff. She's telling me that he has hella dating apps on his phone. And, pretty much like, your nigga is cheating on me. Like, I didn't know he had no baby on the way. I didn't know about you at all. And she's saying that she thinks that there's another girl that he's been talking to. So I'm like, wow, okay. Okay. So at this point, I'm pissed off. I'm texting him. I'm cussing him out. Like, I'm pregnant. Like, how could you do this to me? Like, you so fucking nasty. You trifling. You just came and you had sex with me unprotected again. You been having unprotected sex with that girl. Like, you can harm our child. You can give me an STD again. Like, just calling him all types of dirty, nasty shit. So I was so pissed off. Like, you know what? I don't really know what's going on with you and that Jessica bitch, but now I'm finna find out. So y'all know I was stalking the Facebook. So now I'm finna go message her on Facebook and let her know what's going on. So I text her. I'm letting her know, like, I'm asking her, like, are you Stephen's wife? And she's like, yeah. And I'm pretty much telling her, like, well, I'm his girlfriend, I'm pregnant, and he pretty much just reached out to me, and let me know that he's been cheating on me with her and some other woman. And now the wife is pretty much saying, like, he was just here for Christmas, like, and yeah, I do fuck my husband unprotected. I'm like, oh my fucking God. This man has been fucking literally everything unprotected, like just nasty. Like, I just don't understand how people just don't care about their body. Like, just disgusting. Like, oh my God. So, you know, she's pissed off at this point because she thinking her man in the military being a good man. Baby, no. So I'm at this point texting with the wife and the girl in Texas that DM me. I'm gonna name her Chelsea. I think her name was close to that. I don't remember her name though, but I'm gonna name her Chelsea. So Chelsea and Jessica is in communication with each other. They're also in communication with me, and we all in communication with him, cussing him out. Chelsea blocked Steven, so she ain't even really communicating with him that I know of, but she probably was still talking to him, which, as a matter of fact, I know for a fact she was, and I'm gonna tell you that in a second. So the wife is texting me asking for evidence. At this point, I'm done with him. So I'm sending her messages, pictures, screenshots, anything she wants. I'm sending her. She asking me, like, has he ever bought you gifts? Has he ever done this? Have you ever done that with you? Yes, 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 and yes. I'm telling her everything. So he's texting me, why would you go and tell my wife? Like, you taking it too far now, Cameron. Like, why would you do that? Like, yeah, that girl, I wasn't even messing with that girl. That girl lying, and you believe anything. Why wouldn't you come ask me? I said she got evidence. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck do you mean? She got evidence. Why are you still lying? Why are you still lying? Like, he just lied. He lied about everything. You could put the evidence in his face, and he was still gonna lie to you. I promise you. So at this point, me and Jessica, we not cool, but we kind of cool. Whatever she like, you know, if you ever need anything for the baby, like, let me know. You know, welcome to the family, pretty much. And I'm like, this bitch is weird, but okay. But Steven whole time, he telling me, like, that lady is not your friend. Like, do not trust her. She'd have called your baby all type of bastards and all this stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. So at this point, I'm not fucking with this bitch no more either. Chelsea, me and her, we a little bit more cooler than me and Jessica, because I don't know Chelsea like that. Chelsea don't know me. Steven is the problem, not Chelsea. So, you know, Chelsea texted me, pretty much like, girl, he's still calling, he's still texting, so I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not really responding back to her because, bitch, we not that cool. Like, slow your fucking roll, bitch. She was like, you really pretty. Like, I don't even understand why he want that other bitch, but, like, you know, we pretty bitches. Like, why would he do that to us type shit? So we bonded over being pretty bitch, because I told y'all Jessica she not too pretty. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was. So days go by, like, you know, I'm just dealing with the situation, because at this point I'm pregnant. Like, I don't have, like, the mental space to deal with any of this right now. Like, I'm sick to my stomach because the man, you know, that I thought I was finna start building a family with, even though I done went through all that shit, and I still thought that I was gonna start a family with him. Like, girl, like, oh my God. The man that I thought I was gonna start a family with and marry and be with, like, he cheating on me. Now I know for a fact that he cheating on me. This is the first time that I know for a fact that he was cheating on me. So I pretty much wasn't talking to him for days. His wife is getting all the higher ups in the military involved, because cheating is a crime when you're married in the military. So she's texting his sergeant and sending her proof and stuff that he's been cheating and all this stuff. I've got pictures of him sitting next to me in his uniform, all this stuff. I'm sending her everything. Okay, so the girl, one night I'm at Olive Garden, and Chelsea calls me. Like, I pulled up on him, and he is so drunk. Like, he trying to get back with me, and I'm telling him, like, no, I don't want nothing to do with him. He refusing to get out my car, all this stuff. I'm just like, okay, whatever, like, whatever. So it gets to a point where he calls me and starts pretty much saying, like, you the reason I'm going through all of this mess. Like, what's gonna happen when you start raising this baby by yourself? Like, just trying to blame me for all the shit that he just caused. So at this point, he feel like he going to jail and stuff because cheating is a crime. So he calling me crying, like, if it's a man, like, name her after me. If it's a girl, let her know. If it's a girl, let her know, that I love her, like her daddy loves her, all this stuff. Just on the phone crying because he think he going to jail. And that was that. Months go by, and, he's still cheating. Like, P random every time I post him, or every time somebody find my Instagram, like, they DM me and let me know like he's cheating on me, whatever. So I'm pretty much just numb to it at this point. But instead of I'm just gonna, fuck with him while I can, it turned into I'm gonna fuck with him and try to make it work for my family, because I want her to have two parents in the household. I want her to have two parents that are together. So that's what I tried to do. So then it got to a point where, we pretty much were doing long distance. We were comfortable with long distance. And for a minute, I really thought that he was doing okay. He wasn't cheating. We started signing to get apartments together. We actually did end up getting a lease together that had both of our names on it in Georgia, because we were going to move there together. But I kept, finding out cheating stuff. So I'm like, hell no, I'm not moving there. Like, you're not finna move me all the way out there just to cheat on me. Nigga, please. So, months continue to go by. At this point, I've already had Zara. He wasn't there for the actual birth, but he did show up the day of. He wasn't there for the actual birth just because I was just in San Antonio days before, and as soon as I got back, I went in labor. He had to get clearance from the military to, leave the state to go to the hospital, whatever. So that's why he couldn't make it to the birth. It's not like, he didn't want to. He just couldn't. But, he was doing stuff. He was doing everything he was supposed to do, because it was a while that I could not work after I had her, because where's she going to go? Everybody else has to work. So he was, pretty much sending me money so that I can take care of her. He's checking in on me and her, just being a dad from a distance, calling every few hours to check on me and the baby, to see the baby, stuff like that. He would visit every few months to see the baby for like holidays and things like that. And so, I'm thinking we good until we sign on the lease for this apartment. I start sending money for this thing and that thing, and he's saying it's for an apartment. But then when I ask, like, what happened to this money, what happened to that money, he has no trace of where the money is going. So then I realized he started using, like, the apartment to ask for money, and he wasn't actually using it for the apartment. So it got to a point where I knew, like, I wasn't really moving, like, at that time. So I'm not finna help you pay rent or bills if I'm not there currently, because I'm still paying stuff here. And we got in an argument about that, but, like, I wasn't budging on that. I'm not paying for a place that I don't live in. I don't give a fuck. I started, at this point, I started to feel like he was cheating on me for real, for real. I don't know how I found out about one girl. Oh, one day I was watching Cosmoholics Anonymous, and she was like, you ever want to know anything, just talk to God and say, God, show me your heart. I kid you not, a few minutes later, God, I don't know, something in my head was like, get into his social media. That's how you gonna know what he really doing. This man uses the same password for everything. So I knew that a while back he gave me the password for his Netflix or something like that. I used that password to get in his Snapchat. Got into the Snapchat. Yeah, bitch, I got into the Snapchat, and I started seeing all these messages, multiple bitches. And this one bitch, he actually been meeting her. One day, I started seeing that he's actually meeting her family. And, you know, it looked like their relationship pretty serious. So I'm texting her, you know, like, yeah, bitch, he not single. He cheating on you. Like, you know, letting it be known like it's another bitch. Whatever. So she responds. And by that time, I couldn't read the message because he already logged me out of Snapchat. So then I'm like, okay, let me get into Instagram. Instagram had the same goddamn password. So when I get into Instagram, I'm reading his DMs. It's literally like 30 bitches. Each and every one of them, he linking with them to have sex. I'm like, you are so disgusting. And I mean, like, begging to see these bitches. Oh, I miss that ass. Like, oh, I miss this, I miss that. But you been wanting me to move in with you? Like, are you dumb? Are you dumb? So, at that point, I knew I wasn't moving with his ass. Hell no. But we gonna stop the story right there. And I want to know what y'all think about this story time. So let me know in the comment section down below what y'all think about this story time. Let me know down below. And I want you all to like, comment, subscribe. I need y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye. We getting close to the end, y'all. We getting close. Boom, boom, release, Miss J.